Oh, yeah, should have had another section, actually. I did think that. If you're none, then just leave it. It's fine.
Welcome, everybody. As you can see, the wonderful Rysia Connolly is hosting our demo live session today, all about the Tutor Toolkit Academy. I'm going to leave it over to her. And if you have any questions at any point, I'll be monitoring the chat. And I hope you have a fantastic session.
Okay, thank you. Right, hi everyone. Hello. I'm recognising a few faces here, so hello everybody. So I haven't met everybody, but that's in the room, if you like. But obviously I've met some of you before. So what I'm going to do today is just talk about specifically the Tutor Toolkit Academy. Okay, so I don't know. I know some of you in here were at last week or last Wednesday. I held a session on basically strategies for group tuition. And I'm recognising like a few people that were here. That was more like a kind of sort of coaching, kind of insight kind of session, if you like. Whereas today's session is literally all about how I could help you potentially with the Tutor Toolkit, but specifically with the Tutor Toolkit Academy. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see on here, with the poll, obviously everyone's voted, I think, so far. So thank you. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we've got a few people. Yeah, everyone's voted, which is great. So Jenny May, you were saying that you don't apply to any of those categories. Would you mind me asking which category is for you, if you like, or what's your situation?
Just in the, sorry, I haven't got them in front of me now.
Yes, right.
Yeah, so setting up an agency, but I'm not overwhelmed with was it full of one-to-one? Sorry, there it is. Yeah. I'm not brand new to tutoring. I'm not yeah, so I just didn't feel any of them fitted in there.
Okay, right, no worries, that's fine. Okay, well, with what I'm sort of talking about here, basically, obviously I'm talking, if I just show you on here, about the Tutor Toolkit Academy. So the academy that I'm running, it's not about teaching you how to teach, because so it's nothing to do with, you know, pedagogy or anything like that as such. You know, a few bits might be mentioned, but literally this academy is all about how you can actually run a successful tutoring business and replace your full-time teaching salary and as an independent tutor, because basically that's what I do. So that's what I'm going to be sort of showing people how to do themselves. Now, what I'm going to do today as well, it's only sort of maybe a short sort of 15 minutes kind of session in terms of I'm going to explain to you what it's all about. And then at the end, we're going to have Q&A, if you like. So any questions you've got about me or anything at all that we talk about today, please do ask. Again, you can pop things into chat or stop me at any point as well. It doesn't have to wait till the end. So just want it to be like an open session, you know, so ask away if you want to. So first of all, I'm just going to say, what is the Tutor Toolkit Academy? Well, basically what it is a 12-week mentoring program. Okay, now it's a bespoke program, which I basically designed myself, and it's like quite an intensive kind of program. What it is, it's basically for ambitious educators who want to replace their teaching salary. So if that applies to yourself in terms of these options I said at the start, and you want to literally be working particularly with the group model of tuition, then this is going to be ideal for you. Now, by the end of this 12-week academy, which starts at the end of this month, what you're going to have is basically a really clear direction for your tuition business. So it literally starts on the 29th of September, so the Friday or the Saturday the 30th, which I'll show you in a minute. And it runs for 12 weeks every week. I'll explain how it works in a second, but it basically finishes just as the Christmas holidays start. So literally just timed it to finish just at that point. So after those 12 weeks have finished, you will have a really clear direction for your tuition business, whether you are, you know, quite established. And like I was saying, you know, some of you are saying on there that you're fully booked with one-to-ones and you want to expand to groups. So you'll have a really clear direction on how you can do that. Also, if you're brand new to tutoring, like I can see half of you are brand new to tutoring and you don't really have any idea where to start, then by the end of this 12 weeks, you'll have a really clear direction and plan. Also, with the Academy, I'm going to help you to become upskills in all of the things that you need to know, and I'll show you the individual sort of sections in a second. But also, as well as like the sort of technical skills, which a lot of tutors that I speak to tend to sort of struggle with, especially in the beginning stages, it's all about increasing your confidence as well. So particularly, and this might not apply to everybody, but what I find is, and it was the same for me, when I first left the classroom, for example, my confidence wasn't very high at all. So there's going to be a lot of mindset work as well that we're going to be doing in addition to working on business skills. And so the whole objective of it is that by the end of the 12 weeks, you're going to have a clear direction and you're going to be able to achieve your financial goals, which is probably to replace at least your teaching salary, your full-time teaching salary. Now, with the Academy as well, you're going to be part of a small group of 10 tutors. So it's me and 10 tutors. I'm literally keeping the group really small because I want to be able to offer as much support as I can to everybody individually as well as in the group. Okay. Just admitting someone. There we go. So yeah, 10 people which are like-minded educators. So I really want to have like a small group of 10 people who are ambitious, who really want to make a success of their business, and who are also going to be really sort of supportive of one another. That's my vision for this. Now, so far, if I just sort of stop for a second, has anybody got any questions so far before I go into sort of how it works? Just opening the chat. There we go. No. Okay. All right. No worries. So in terms of how it works, basically, this is what we're going to cover. So if you go onto my website, which I'll show you afterwards, it gives you a whole outline of the Academy, everything that we're going to do over the 12 weeks. But essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to cover 10 specific areas. So the first area is branding, okay, which is really, really important when you are running your tuition business, because you have to be able to identify your brands and, you know, basically work out what message you're putting across to people. The second area we're going to look at is confidence. And to be honest, that's going to be a running theme throughout the course, but we're going to focus on that specifically in the second week as well. So confidence and mindset, particularly in terms of confidence in yourself and also with things like social media, which a lot of people tend to struggle with. Third week, we're going to focus about money. So I'm going to sort of talk to you about the sort of money side of things in terms of, you know, particularly with a group tuition model, how you can actually make your business into a really lucrative business, working not that many hours per week in terms of tutoring hours. This is obviously you've been working on your business for you know, quite a bit of time during the week, but actual tutoring hours, if you can do it. I mean, I tutor for 12 hours a week, so not much at all. So we're going to talk also about money mindset there as well, which is really important. Then in week 4, we're going to talk about equipment. So I'm going to show you exactly the sort of equipment that you need in order to tutor successfully. And I focus on online because that's what I do. So all of the essential equipment that you need, plus any extras. Also, I've had some tutors asking me already that have signed up that basically how do you actually deliver, for example, an online tutoring session, particularly with groups. So I'm thinking of adding a few bits in as well in terms of giving, like I say, a live demo of how I would do it with my science groups, for example. So I really want to sort of coach you on that, if you like, so that you feel confident tutoring online, particularly with group tuition. Then week 5, we're going to look at marketing. So obviously it's a really essential part of your tuition business. And to be honest, I think that I'm actually quite good at marketing. That's one of my strengths. Okay, so I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about marketing and everything that I've sort of taught myself or learned along the way over the last 18 months. That also links in nicely to social media. So, for example, how to use Instagram and Facebook in order to promote your tuition business. So again, I'll be giving all of my sort of hints and tips with that as well. Then in week 7, if you like, we're going to focus on group tuition specifically. If you watched the demo last week with Qualified Tutor, you'll see the sort of things that we'll be talking about. So I'll talk to you about, for example, how you can phrase your marketing in order to try and promote students being recruited into groups rather than just one-to-one, etc. Okay, so there's lots of different bits in there. Then week 8, we're going to look at boundaries. So this is really important because obviously it's, especially when you first start out, I think as educators, particularly if you've been in the classroom for a long time, you're so used to, well, I speak for myself here, maybe not everybody, but you're so used to just saying yes to everything. You know, that's the sort of nature, isn't it, of us as teachers. So with your business, I think it's really important to be able to put your boundaries in. And that really links into confidence as well. So like I say, confidence goes throughout the whole course, really. Oh, and also terms and conditions goes in there, etc. So we'll talk about that. Right, then week 9, we're going to look at student retention. So once you've recruited your students, how do you actually, go about retaining those students? And, hopefully then getting things like siblings, recruited into your groups as well. And week 10, we're going to talk about software and apps. To be honest, that kind of is going to go throughout the whole course anyway, because basically software and apps comes into lots of different things like social media, money, equipment, etc. So to be honest, that's like a running thread throughout the whole thing anyway. So over the 12-week course, these are all of the 10 different areas we're going to cover. Now, just to sort of mention, obviously, I'm talking today about the Academy, which I'll show you how it works in a second. But if you're not interested in the Academy and it doesn't seem sort of applicable to yourself, then all of this is available as an online course. So you can actually work through this yourself online. So that's on my website as well, if you wanted to just do that. Okay. Right, I'm just going to pause again for a second. So anybody got any questions about any of these parts at all? Please do ask, don't be shy in asking. No? Okay, no worries. Right, so therefore, like I was saying a minute ago, all of those 10 toolkits, basically you can buy the Tutor Toolkit course online anyway, and it will basically cover all of those things. However, I'm now going to show you what you get in addition to that for the Tutor Toolkit Academy, okay? So for the Tutor Toolkit Academy, what we're going to have is basically weekly 90-minute Zoom sessions, okay? So like I say, it runs for 12 weeks, starts at the end of this month, and every week, and it's either on a Friday at this time basically, so 11 till 12:30, or on a Saturday, which is from 9 till 10:30. So if you are still in the classroom, anyone that's maybe going to be watching the recording, for example, then the Saturday option is there for you as well. Or if Friday isn't good as a tutor, if you're already tutoring, then you can attend Saturday. And in those 90-minute Zoom sessions, we're going to come together as a group of 10, well, including me, obviously it'll be 11. And it's going to be like this, but not obviously me just talking at you. It's going to be like an interactive sort of coaching session where we're going to have a theme for that week. You would have watched the videos, if you like. So I'll sort of kind of drip the videos. It's called like drip feeding. So I'll give you the videos online before we start, a few videos. Then that week we'll come and discuss it in the 90-minute session. I'll help you and coach you in any areas. You can ask questions on the videos, etc. And that's basically going to be like sort of a community feel, if you like. So we'll be helping each other there. I'm also going to have a private members only Facebook group. So just for the 10 tutors that sign up and myself, it's going to be a private Facebook group, which I will lead, but it's going to be like a really small, friendly community. I really want it to be like a supportive community where you can ask questions in between the sessions. So we'll have like the live session once a week. You'll have your online course, which you can refer to at any point, plus also at any time of the day, any day of the week, you can go into the members Facebook group, okay? So we can help each other and support each other. And I'll be in there a lot as well. And then finally, with the Academy, in addition to all of that, basically what you get is 12 weeks of direct access to me. So I'm sort of calling it, I'm going to be like your business coach in your pocket. Okay, so basically you can contact me at any time on WhatsApp. We can have a phone call. We can have even a little Zoom call if you're stuck on something, say on Canva, or you wanted me to have a look at some copy that you've written for a post, or anything at all. I'm going to be there available for you, for those 12 weeks. As your mentor, basically. Now, if you go to my website, it's www.thetutortoolkit.com, then this is just a screenshot of it, but you'll see all of the weeks have been set out there, so you can see exactly how it's all going to sort of work. But basically, that's what it covers. Okay. So any questions at this point, guys? I feel I'm just talking at everybody here, so please do ask, either in the chat or anywhere. No, we're all good. Okay, right. The last couple of bits then is this. So how do I know? Well, basically what I'm trying to say is, how do you know that this is going to work? How do you know that this is actually going to help you to achieve your financial goals and replace your teaching salary? So I'm just going to show you two little screenshots here, okay? Three actually, sorry. This one here is, for example, it's a screenshot from my tutor bed. So I run my tuition business, Simply Science Tuition, and this is my current schedule. So basically, if you want to run groups, this is what I currently have at the moment in my groups after 18 months. So as you can see, I run 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 groups a week. So I work for 3, 6, 9, 12 hours a week, okay, in terms of tutoring time. And at the moment, I think I've got on there 44, 45 students. Okay. So if you look at that, and if you obviously do the finances, etc., in terms of time, you don't have to, and if you don't want to, obviously, you do not have to be tutoring, hour sessions, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours a day, just one-to-one sessions. If you don't want to do that, you can literally just work for 3 hours, and I do mine in the evenings. You can do it, in the daytime. There's lots of different ways of doing it, and you can be helping a number of students, and also be really easily replacing your teaching salary. So I will be focusing my academy on that kind of model. Obviously, everyone's going to have different ideas on what they want to do, but if that's something that you want to do, then it's going to be ideal. Now, just one thing to show you is this last one, and I was debating whether to put this in, but I thought, no, I'm going to show you. Basically, in February of 22, I left the classroom in February of 22, and I just started doing a little bit of tuition, and I was just getting a couple of one-to-ones at the start for the first month or so, just to get my name out there. And I was earning £825, okay? So, and that's when I just left. And then if I just show you here, for example, and not to be cruise, but just to show you, this is September, this is this month, okay? And this is my gross income for this month, £6,000, okay? So, and that's from 12 hours a week. So if you want to be able to be making similar money to this, and still helping a number of students, tutoring, teaching your subjects that you love, but know how to actually run your business in order to get to this point, then the Tutor Toolkit Academy would be a really good option for you. Right, in terms of when it starts, it basically starts Friday the 29th of September, or Saturday, sorry, as well, because like I say, you've got 2 options. So you can attend the Saturday morning one or the Friday morning one, it's up to you. That's when the live coaching calls start. So it's only in, I think, yes, 2 weeks today, actually. So 2 weeks today, and I have 10 slots available. And that's it, really. So there you go. That's my pitch on the Tutor Toolkit Academy. And now just sort of open up the, to any questions that anybody might have about anything at all, whether it's about this or my tuition business or anything. Please do ask.
I'll go first, Rysia. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
What inspired you to make the change to group tutoring? Because I know a lot of people kind of prefer one-on-one, and what made you make that jump?
Yeah, to be honest, I always wanted to do group tuition right from the start. So I literally had, I think it was 2 one-to-ones, which I had just as I was the last few weeks before I left school. I had 2 one-to-ones that I was just going out and tutoring one-to-one in their houses, just to try and get my name going, if you like. But I always had that vision that I wanted to just do groups strictly. So for those first few months, when I started, so February to July, if you like, of 22, I had about 3 one-to-ones, I say, and then I just started groups within about 4 weeks. So it was always part of my plan. And that's another thing to say. I mean, you meet some people which say, you can't start with groups straight away. So anyone that's wanting to start, you have to get a full up with one-to-ones first. I personally don't agree with that, because I haven't done that, and I know that you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So if that's your plan and goal, then that's what you can do, and that's what I wanted to do.
Amazing, thank you. And how do you kind of recommend people, when do you recommend people joining this sort of thing? You mentioned currently teaching as well as tuition. Is that something that can be done?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I put the sort of Saturday option in there, if you like. So I had a number of phone calls last week with some number of tutors, and I realised, because I initially just offered the Friday session for the lives, but not everybody can make that, obviously, because some people are still in the classroom, etc. So that's why I've also put a Saturday session there. So even if you are still in the classroom, but if this is something you're seriously thinking about, you want to leave the classroom and start your own tuition business, then you can come along to those the Saturday lives, and you'll also have the online course anyway, so you can access it at any point, and me obviously as well on WhatsApp, etc. So yeah, it applies to if you're still in the classroom or if you've left the classroom. Okay, right, has anybody else got any other questions? No?
Hi,
Jenny. Hi.
Yeah, so I was wondering, how do you convince parents on this one? Because I think that a lot of people, when they think of getting a tutor, they are expecting that one-to-one, individual attention that they think is the best. I would disagree for many reasons. I think students are going to learn better in a small group, but how do you convince them?
Yeah, I don't know, did you see the session that I did last week on the last Wednesday? But
I did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So in there, for example, there's loads of different hints and tips in there. So it's on YouTube on the Qualified Tutor website, but on their channel. But yeah, basically in terms of convincing parents, well, that's there's a number of different ways. So like I was saying last week, you can offer, say, one-to-one top-ups in the holidays. You can talk about the benefits of peer learning. You can talk about the benefits of students who are shy in terms of, not feeling intimidated by one-to-ones. Talk about the financial benefits. It's a lot cheaper, obviously, for parents. So there's loads of different techniques and tactics that you can use. And I did like a whole hour on that last week. So yeah, so they're the ones that I use. And like I say, 9 times out of 10, you can convince a parent, at least even just to give it a go. And some people, they will, no matter what, just want one-to-one, and that's fine. But if you are wanting to do group tuition, there are a number of tactics which you can use to persuade parents, let's say.
Yeah, I was listening to that, and I've got lots of notes, but I just thought I'd ask because there might have been some people here that didn't see it. And I think it's the common thing that people will be like, well, how does that work? How do you convince the students and the parents that they want to join in with that? So yeah, thanks.
No, 100%. Thank you. No, you're right. It's a good point, because a lot of people do struggle with that. But yeah, like I say, that video shows that, and it'll be the same on the online course. Okay, right. Any other questions from anybody?
Sorry, I have another question.
Yeah, go for it. No,
so do you find that most of your students are from one area? Because obviously being online, they could be from anywhere in the UK or globally. Are they, I don't know where you're based, but do you think they're near to you? Do you do any stats on that? Or, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant, but I'm just wondering, is it like still a bit of word of mouth, Facebook groups, or are people just finding your website? What do you think?
Yeah, really good question. So I'm actually just this week, because obviously the groups, well, for me, sorry, they just started again last week after some holidays. And I'm giving out a survey at the moment to every new student particularly. And I do record things like that because I think it's really interesting to look at. So I live in Potters Bar, so in Hertfordshire, basically. And to be honest, I would say probably about 85% are in London or Hertfordshire kind of area, if you like, so near me, even though I'm only online and I advertise purely online, so I don't do leaflets, etc. So it's really funny. I do have one student that's in Portugal, one student that's in Nigeria, and they still come to the group, so that's obviously been off online marketing. And a couple which are sort of down south near like Hastings. I think it's in the south. I'm rubbish at geography, but yeah, so yeah, down there as well. So funny enough, even though I do just advertise on Facebook groups and Instagram, I have still had a lot of people in my area, like London kind of area, and Greater London. So yeah. Okay, any other questions? Please do ask. I'm here for any questions. No? Okay. All right. So, well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to my pitch, if you like. I was thinking it's a bit like The Apprentice, isn't it? Okay, so your sort of pitch. Just in terms of if you did want to sort of take any kind of next steps, so I'll just show you like my call to action, let's say. It's here. So if we go on, this is my website. So like I say, www.thetutortoolkit.com. Everything's in there. So you've got specifically here's the academy. Again, if you wanted to have a look at the course outline, you can scroll down to here. Oh, sorry, that's how you actually go onto it. So if you want to secure a place as well, and then the course outline, I forgot where it is now. There we are. What will we learn? There we go. So everything's on there as well. So if you wanted to have a look at the actual breakdown, because obviously I've just sort of rocketed through it today. Also, if you want to contact me at all, you can go to a contact page, you can send me an email, or if you wanted to book a call in at all with me, just feel free to get in touch. I'm happy to answer any questions or to help. Okay, right. Everyone's going to go off and enjoy their day now, hopefully, yeah?
Thank you so much, Rysia. I think for all of us, we were just going, oh, that's so amazing. And sometimes we get baffled by Q&As. So please, I believe you're in the community as well. So any QT members, if you have any questions, you can reach out through there. or through obviously her website. So thank you everybody who joined us live today. I hope you had a great session, and we're finishing 3 minutes before 12:30, so it's just time for tea and biscuits for me. And have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you,
Thanks a
Rochelle.
lot.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.